Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Alex from Rants, and I want to make a video today about who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble. Now, pretty soon, we're going to make a video with my crew here, my Rants crew, and we'll talk about it more in detail, but this is just going to be a quick video. So, things have been getting a little bit more interesting these past couple weeks, especially now that Bryan's back. Yes! 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 Everyone's happy about that. Well, maybe not everyone, but most people are happy that he's back. The WWE badly needed him back. And he was well missed by a lot of people. So this is going to help the WWE with ratings. More people are going to tune in. He's a great wrestler, of course, very talented, interesting wrestler, very dynamic, has a lot of dynamic moves, good on the mic. Now, the big question about him is his health. Yes, he's back. Yes, he looked good against Kane on SmackDown, but can he sustain himself long term? And that's a big question mark because, I mean, having a neck injury is very substantial. It's a very substantial injury, and I'm sure he has the best doctors and best rehab and all that stuff. But can he sustain himself in the WWE? That's a big question. That's one of my main concerns about him. And I'm sure that's a big concern on the WWE's part as well. Now, before his injury, he got the World Heavyweight title. Of course, you all know that. But he never got a legit title run, which is a shame because he deserved one. So, obviously, of course, he deserves to win, in my opinion, because he never even really had a legit run because of the injury. But I think the WWE is kind of in a dilemma here because if they do have Daniel Bryan win, the majority of the fans will go crazy. The majority of the fans will be so happy. It would be amazing. It would be well-deserved. But I don't know if they necessarily want to pull the trigger on him just yet because of the injury. Just because he just came back from a substantial injury. I don't know. So they're probably assessing the risk here. And obviously, of course, if they have him win, and if he wins the title again, and they realize he can't have it long term, then yeah, of course, the WWE can think quickly on their feet and change up the storylines and stuff like that. But do they really want to go through that again? So, I mean, do they want to give him a title shot and potentially give him the title again and then have him get hurt again or realize that he can't have it long term? Do they want to go through that movie again? That's a big question. So, I mean, as much as he deserves a shot and deserves a title run, his health is going to be a big concern. Now, another aspect to this dilemma is Roman Reigns. You could tell that the WWE put a lot of faith in Roman Reigns last year, but now, at least as of late, the past couple months when he came back from injury, you get this impression that the WWE is a little uncertain with him because, yes, he's very intense in the ring, but he only has a few moves in the ring. The crowd isn't really cheering as loudly for him as they once did. So he's not getting as big pops as he used to, and his mic skills aren't very good. You can tell he's trying. I give him credit for trying, but he just seems awkward on the mic, and some of that isn't necessarily all his fault because this past Raw, he's talking about Jack and Beanstalk and stuff like that. Obviously, he doesn't write his own promos. I don't think most of these wrestlers write their own promos. Maybe some of them might have a little say here and there, but for the most part, that's the writing. That's the writers for them. So, I mean, his mic skills need a lot of work, and I think by them giving him this weird promo, I don't know, this is just a theory, but I think they might be sabotaging him to some degree. I think they might be losing a little faith in him. I think they're starting to have doubts. Now, is he still potentially the guy? Yes, of course. He's explosive in the ring. Even though he has few moves, he's intense in the ring. But I don't know. I'm getting this impression that they're starting to have second thoughts on him. And maybe he's not quite ready to be the guy just yet. So those are obviously, in my opinion, the two leading candidates to win the Royal Rumble. But who knows? The WWE could throw us a curveball and have someone else completely different, and that's very possible. Even though for the most part the WWE is pretty predictable, every once in a while they throw us a curveball. And so it's going to be very interesting, and I think that they're in a dilemma here. I think most likely they're debating between Daniel Bryan and Reigns and weighing the pros and cons of each, of having win the Royal Rumble. It would be amazing. It would be great if Dolph Ziggler won it. I think he'd get a huge pop as well. Obviously, the obvious pick is Daniel Bryan because he's going to get the biggest reaction, and understandably so. But you can make the case for a couple of these other wrestlers aside from him and Reigns. So it's going to be very interesting. The Royal Rumble is one of my favorite events of the year. You get to see wrestlers that you don't see too often, and you take a stroll down memory lane. You have these nostalgia moments. You're like, oh, I remember him. I haven't seen him in 10 years, 15 years. And so even though you know they're not going to win, it's still nice seeing them. And even though that most of these wrestlers that you haven't seen in years may only be in the ring for a couple minutes, or 5, 10, 15 minutes, who knows, but it's still nice seeing them, and it's just awesome. It's a great event, and I always look forward to Kofi Kingston surviving in that event in some way, shape, or form. That's always creative and fun to watch. You know he's never going to win it, though, unfortunately. He's very talented, but that's another thing I look forward to every year is how Kofi Kingston's going to survive in the match. That's what happens every year. He survives in the match in some shape or form, some creative way, but then he gets out a couple minutes later. That's what usually happens. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? Who do you think going to win? And be on the lookout for our Royal Rumble prediction video. This is just a quick one, like I said earlier. And feel free to like us on Facebook. Just type in Ring Rants and you'll find us. I'll also be posting links to our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Ring Rants. That's easy too. Just type in Ring Rants. I'll have links to our Twitter. Ask us questions. Leave us comments. Leave us suggestions for future videos. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait for the Royal Rumble. See ya.